Hello, everybody. Welcome back to JC's Learning Edge. I'm so glad that you all are here for another Friday deep dive, and I hope that you've been carrying that midweek motivation with you. On Wednesday we talked about a simple but powerful idea of just one more, whether it's one more rep, one more page, or just one more step forward in general. Now, today we're going to go a little deeper. I'm going to show you how that little extra effort can completely change your results and change your results, your habits, and even your confidence. So I want you to stick with me for the next 5 to 8 minutes or so, because this is where you can change it from being a mindset to a lifestyle. And before we dive into this great topic, I need y'all to do me a favor. If you're here watching, invite a friend, share this live, tag someone who needs a push. We're building a community of motivated learners, achievers, and goal setters, and I want them to grow right along with us. That being said, let's get into the lesson. My first point is one more builds mental toughness. You see, when you choose to do one more, you're not just moving your body, you're rewiring your brain. Just think about it. Every time you go beyond the point where you want to stop, you're building a muscle in your mind called grit. You see, most people they believe that toughness is something you're born with, but the truth is it's not. It's trained. And one of the easiest ways to train your brain is to keep pushing once you hit resistance. For example, let's say you're working on an assignment. You've been at it for hours, and you're ready to shut your laptop. You're ready to call it quits. But then you say, let me review one more paragraph. That doesn't just improve your grade, it improves your discipline. You see, you prove to yourself that you don't quit at the first sign of fatigue. And then it's same with working out. The first 10 reps are easy. The 11th burns, the 12th feels impossible, but that 13th rep, that's where toughness is born. Because now you're not just working your body, you're training your brain to perform under stress and under pressure. And here's the kicker: once you taught yourself that lesson, it transfers everywhere. You'll find yourself staying calm in tough conversations. You'll find yourself sticking with goals longer than before. You'll find yourself not panicking under pressure because you trained your brain to know I can go further than I feel like I can. And that's why one more is so powerful. It's mental conditioning. It takes you from fragile to unshakable. And that leads me to my second point. One more creates compounding progress. You see, here's something most people underestimate. Little actions stack up faster than you think. And let's talk real numbers. If you read just one more page a day, that's 365 pages a year. That's a whole book you wouldn't have read otherwise. Imagine if you applied that same math, to workouts, to skills, or even networking. Just one more connection, one more practice, one more hour. Think about athletes, right? These athletes that we know. Michael Jordan, he didn't become great from one legendary practice. He became great because every single day he added a little extra. One more shot after practice, one more drill. That little extra repeated thousands of times is what made him unstoppable. Now let's bring it a little closer. Imagine you're learning a new skill for your career, right? If you dedicate just one more hour a week, that's 52 hours a year. That's more than a full college course. One more doesn't feel like much in the moment, but when you zoom out, it's massive. This is why compounding is such a game changer. One drop of water doesn't fill a bucket, but drip after drip, day after day, suddenly you've got overflow. That's exactly how success works. One more is your daily drip. And if you're consistent, the compounding effect will shock you. And that leads me to my third point. One more separates the average from the exceptional. Now, here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Talent is overrated. I know some of y'all like, what? Talent is overrated. The gap between average and exceptional isn't usually the skills that you have. It's the consistency and discipline that you have. Let's break this down. Average people quit when it gets hard, right? Exceptional people lean in and ask for one more. That's the difference. So, like, what's a good example? Like sports. I think sports actually gives us the clearest example. Picture two players after practice. One says, "Coach, coach said we're done. I'm heading home. I'm about to go play video games, go get some food. I'm about to go chill. I didn't did my work. I didn't did the bare minimum." The other says, "I'll stay and take 50 more shots." Which player do you think shines under the lights? Which player do you think coaches trust more in clutch moments? You see, that's not luck. That's separation. Now let's translate this to school or work. Let's say you have two students studying the same chapter. One reviews it once and closes the book. The other reviews it one more time, catches a mistake, and scores higher. Who looks more prepared? Who gets noticed for opportunities? In the workplace, it's no different. As long as you know, of course, if your bosses are integral. The workplace is no different. Most employees do the bare minimum. But the ones who send one more email, double check one more detail, or add one more layer of effort, they stand out. That's usually, again, if your bosses are integral, that's usually who gets promoted. And here's the real key: separation isn't always visible in the short term. At first, the average and the exceptional look the same, but give it 6 months, give it a year, give it 5 years, and the one who practiced that one more consistently will be unrecognizable compared to the one who just did enough, who just did the bare minimum. So, one more is the separator. It's the quiet, behind the scenes choices that put you ahead when it matters most. And listen, this is exactly why I wrote my book, Graduating Half the Time. See, I want to show people that reaching your goals faster doesn't come from cutting corners, because everyone is looking for a hack. Everyone is looking for a shortcut, but it doesn't come from cutting corners. It comes from maximizing your effort, your focus, and your time. See, that's the one more mentality in a nutshell. So if you haven't grabbed it yet, it's available right now on Amazon. It's packed with strategies that can help you stop wasting time, accelerate your progress, and get ahead. Trust me, this is a resource I wish I had earlier in my journey. So please go check it out. The link is in my bio and description. But here's my challenge to you this week. Stop settling for average. Wherever you feel like stopping, just give me one more. Train your mind. Build your progress and separate yourself from the pack. You have to be the difference. Everybody can't be average. Everybody can't be normal. Why not you? Why can't you be the difference? And again, don't keep this to yourself. Bring somebody along. Share this. Tag a friend. Invite someone to join our community. The more of us applying this mindset, the more unstoppable we become together. And that being said, I want to thank you all for hanging out with me today. I hope that this lesson really helped you. And remember, don't just listen to what I'm saying, apply these strategies. And trust me, you'll see the results. Keep stacking those small wins, keep pushing for one more, and watch how your life starts to shift. And remember, success doesn't shout, it shows up. And that being said, I'll see you all next week. Enjoy your weekend, enjoy your family, enjoy your Labor Day. And JC